At this very moment, 105 million Americans are caught between two opposing weather extremes that forecasters are calling one of the most dramatic pattern shifts in recent memory. If you live anywhere from the Ohio Valley to the East Coast, the next 48 hours will feel like winter has returned with a vengeance. But if you are in the Great Plains or the West, you are about to experience temperatures 40 degrees above normal in the middle of February. Here is what nobody else is telling you. In the next several minutes, I am going to give you the exact timing for when this Arctic blast arrives in your specific city, when temperatures will plummet, when the snow starts, and when the dangerous cold peaks. Not general information. Exact times. Hour-by-hour breakdown. But first, you need to understand why this pattern is so different and so dangerous, especially for the 25,000 families in Mississippi and Tennessee who are still without power from the catastrophic ice storm that hit 2 weeks ago. Before we get into the details, drop your city and state in the comments right now. Let me know where you are watching from, and I will personally update you with what to expect in your area. Everyone in the comments is helping each other stay informed. So whether you want a private update or you want to share what the weather is like where you are so others can see, go ahead and type your location now. According to the National Weather Service, an Arctic air mass is building over Canada right now, with temperatures plunging 30 to 40 degrees below normal by Saturday morning. This same system is about to unleash across Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and as far south as South Carolina. Wind chills could feel like -20 to -30 degrees in some locations. On the flip side, areas like Des Moines, Iowa, will see temperatures near 70 degrees by Monday. That is absolutely unprecedented for February. Two completely different seasons happening simultaneously across the country. And the collision between these air masses by middle of next week could trigger severe weather and additional snowfall from the Rockies all the way to the Tennessee Valley. Here is the important part. This Arctic blast arrives tonight and tomorrow, while communities across Mississippi and Tennessee are still struggling to recover from what emergency managers are calling the worst ice storm in decades. Over 110 lives have already been lost in connection with the January storm sequence. 25,000 customers remain without power, and now another round of dangerous cold is bearing down on the exact same regions. What comes next is critical for millions. The Northeast and Mid-Atlantic are facing the most immediate danger from this Arctic blast. If you live anywhere from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia to New York City, pay close attention to what I am about to tell you. Light to moderate snowfall is already spreading across the region right now, with pockets of heavy snow and possible snow squalls that could reduce visibility to near zero in minutes. Pittsburgh. Listen carefully. This is important. Your heaviest snowfall arrives late tonight and early Saturday morning. 4 to 5 inches is possible in your area, with the Appalachian Mountains nearby, potentially picking up closer to 10 to 12 inches by late Sunday. The wind is the real danger. Gusts will reach 30 to 40 miles per hour across the entire Mid-Atlantic on Friday and Saturday, creating blizzard-like conditions with blowing snow even where accumulation is light. Philadelphia. Your snow starts light Friday evening, then intensifies overnight. By Saturday morning, temperatures drop into the single digits with wind chills below zero. Do not be fooled by the light accumulation amounts. Many areas in Pennsylvania and New Jersey still have over a foot of snow on the ground from recent storms. This system will add 2 to 3 inches on top of that, and the wind will create dangerous drifting. New York City. Your window for the worst conditions is Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning. Wind gusts could reach 40 to 50 miles per hour. Whiteout conditions are possible. Visibility drops to near zero in minutes. The Arctic air lingers through Monday, before finally moderating by Tuesday. Here is what nobody else is showing you about this region. Winter storm warnings are already in effect for areas in the Appalachian Mountain Range, where 8 to 10 inches of snow could fall by late Sunday. These are locations still recovering from the back-to-back winter storms that have already dumped historic amounts of snow this season. Charlotte recorded 11 to 12 inches in a single day during Winter Storm Gianna, tying for its fourth highest single-day total since 1880. Now more snow is on the way before temperatures surge into the mid-60s by the end of the week. The Ohio Valley is about to experience one of the most dramatic temperature swings in recent memory. Temperatures will plummet 40 degrees in some locations as this Arctic blast sweeps through tonight and tomorrow. Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis, this is your critical forecast. Columbus, your temperatures drop below freezing by Friday evening and continue falling through the night. By Saturday morning, you are looking at single-digit temperatures with wind chills near -10 to -15 degrees. The cold air mass will basically encompass the entire Ohio Valley by Sunday. Cincinnati, expect temperatures to crash from the 30s into the single digits overnight Friday into Saturday. Wind gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour will make it feel like -10 to -20 degrees. Dangerous cold through Sunday. Indianapolis, you are on the edge between the Arctic air and the approaching warmth. Saturday will be brutally cold with highs in the teens and wind chills below zero. But here is the twist. By Monday and Tuesday, temperatures could surge 40 degrees above normal as warm air floods in from the southwest. You could go from -10-degree wind chills on Saturday to near 60 degrees by Tuesday afternoon. Comment your location below right now. I am personally responding with specific information for your area. Thousands of viewers are already doing this and getting critical updates they cannot find anywhere else. Do not wait. Type your city and state now. Here is the important part. This extreme temperature swing is not normal. February usually sees gradual changes, not 40-degree swings in either direction within 72 hours. Meteorologists are watching this pattern closely because what happens when these two opposing air masses collide by middle of next week could bring severe weather, heavy snow, or both across a massive area from the Rockies to the East Coast. For those in the Carolinas and Virginia, you are facing a particularly complicated forecast over the next 7 days. Snow is coming before temperatures surge into the upper 60s. Here is your hour-by-hour breakdown. Raleigh, North Carolina, listen carefully. You saw significant snowfall just days ago during Winter Storm Gianna. Charlotte recorded 11 to 12 inches. Mountainous areas of North Carolina received up to 22.5 inches. Now another Alberta Clipper system is possible late Saturday and Sunday, bringing light to moderate snow to the region before temperatures flip completely. Richmond and Virginia Beach expect snow showers Saturday and into Sunday with accumulation of 1 to 3 inches possible. Wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour will create areas of blowing snow, but here is where it gets crazy. By Thursday and Friday, temperatures could reach 65 to 67 degrees. Raleigh could go from snow on the ground to nearly 70 degrees in less than a week. Charlotte, your snow arrives Saturday afternoon and continues through Sunday morning. Light accumulation, but the wind will be the main issue. After that, temperatures begin climbing, and by the end of the week, you are looking at the upper 60s. This same storm sequence that brought Winter Storm Gianna to the region has already caused devastating damage along the North Carolina coast. 4 homes collapsed into the Atlantic Ocean in Buxton on Cape Hatteras during the bomb cyclone that brought 50-plus mile-per-hour winds and 8 to 12-foot breaking waves. That brings the total home collapses along the Outer Banks to 31 since 2020, with 20 of those occurring since just September 30, 2025. Here is what nobody else is telling you. The beach in front of Buxton Village remains closed due to hazardous debris, including broken wood, metal shards, and nails. Rising sea levels and accelerating beach erosion are contributing to the accelerating pace of destruction. And more winter storms are likely before this season ends. This is the forecast that demands the most attention. Mississippi and Tennessee are still reeling from the catastrophic ice storm that hit 2 weeks ago, and now another round of cold air is approaching the region. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is a legitimate ongoing disaster that has already claimed over 110 lives. Remember those numbers from the beginning of this forecast. 25,000 customers still without power in Mississippi, nearly 2 weeks after the ice storm first hit. 230,000 customers affected at peak in Nashville alone, the largest power outage in the city's history. Families going door to door for power restoration. People melting ice from their yards just to flush toilets. Residents depleting their savings to pay for propane and generators. Here is the important part. For those who have never experienced what these communities are going through, let me paint the picture. Ice accumulation reached nearly half an inch in Nashville and a full inch in parts of Mississippi. That is heavy enough to snap trees, crack utility poles, and bring down entire sections of the electrical grid. Temperatures are still dropping well below freezing at night, turning every hour without heat into a life-threatening situation for elderly residents, young children, and anyone with chronic health conditions. In Oxford, Mississippi, families report going 2 full weeks without electricity. 30% of school district staff were still without power as of Wednesday, February 5th. Boil water advisories are compounding the crisis for those without electricity to boil water. Volunteer firefighters are conducting door-to-door wellness checks. Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi. This Arctic blast moving through the Ohio Valley will send temperatures below freezing again through the weekend. Any customers who just got power restored could face another round of dangerous cold. Utility crews are warning that full restoration in the most severely damaged rural areas could take at least another week. If you are in the affected areas, comment your location below. I am reading every single comment and responding with specific information for your situation. Thousands of people have already done this. Do not wait. According to emergency declarations, the January 2026 winter storm sequence is being classified as the most destructive cold weather disaster in recent American history. Over 110 deaths across at least 12 states. More than 1 million customers lost power at peak. $4 billion in estimated damages, and the recovery is nowhere near complete. Looking ahead, the weather pattern across America is set to remain volatile through the middle of February. Through Sunday, expect the Arctic air to dominate the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic with dangerous cold and wind chills. By Monday and Tuesday, warm air surges into the Great Plains and Midwest, with temperatures 40 degrees above normal in some locations. Des Moines, Iowa, could hit near 70 degrees on Monday. That is record-breaking warmth for February. Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas, all looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Meanwhile, the East Coast remains below average with lingering cold through early next week. By Wednesday and Thursday, a low-pressure system is expected to come over the Rockies, bringing widespread snow to areas like Salt Lake City, Nevada, and the upper Midwest. This is great news for ski resorts that have seen almost no snow this season. Salt Lake City has recorded less than 1 inch of snow so far this winter compared to their normal 50-plus inches. Meanwhile, the Carolinas have seen well above average snowfall this season. But here is what nobody else is telling you yet. Another potential Arctic blast is developing for the 3rd week of February. Meteorologists are tracking a stratospheric warming event that is now entering its early phase. This phenomenon is forecast to cause a polar vortex split and collapse in mid-February, potentially bringing what the Weather Prediction Center describes as the longest duration of extreme cold in several decades. Early forecasts suggest single-digit temperatures across the Midwest and Northeast, with lows from -5 to -10 degrees Fahrenheit. New York is already under an extreme cold watch from February 7th through February 8th. I will have a full forecast video early next week breaking down exactly what develops. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it. With these forecasts in mind, here is what you need to know for travel and safety. This is not just about snow. We are looking at blizzard conditions with near-zero visibility, wind chills -20 degrees or colder, and dangerous driving conditions, all happening simultaneously across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic through the weekend. If you must travel, your window is today, Friday before 6 p.m. in most areas. After that, conditions deteriorate rapidly. Do not be that person stuck on Interstate 95 or Interstate 81 in whiteout conditions for hours. Prepare now, not tomorrow morning. Now. Stores will be packed. Shelves will be empty. Gas stations will have lines. Do it now while you still can. For those in Mississippi and Tennessee still without power, the National Weather Service is urging extra caution as temperatures drop again this weekend. FEMA has deployed 90 generators to Mississippi. More than 5,300 National Guard members have been activated across 15 states. Private relief efforts are underway with approximately 500 generators being donated to Tippah County, Mississippi, and additional units being shipped to Tennessee locations. If you have neighbors who may be struggling, especially elderly residents or those with medical needs, please check on them. This crisis has already claimed too many lives. Here is the important part. Airlines canceled an estimated 17,000 flights on January 26 alone during the peak of the storm sequence. That was the highest single-day total since March 2020 during the pandemic. With another round of winter weather approaching, expect delays and cancellations at airports from Charlotte to Boston through the weekend. Beyond the immediate forecasts, officials are warning that the polar vortex collapse developing in mid-February could extend the danger well beyond this weekend. For states from Virginia to Maine, the concern is not just another cold snap, but the cumulative impact on an already devastated landscape. Power grids are still fragile. Equipment is frozen and damaged. Crews are exhausted after 2 weeks of around-the-clock restoration work. Families who have been without heat for 2 weeks simply cannot endure another round of Arctic cold without serious risk of additional casualties, fresh infrastructure failures, and another wave of emergency hospitalizations. President Trump has approved 12 emergency declarations. $20 million has been transferred to the Mississippi State Disaster Assistance Trust Fund. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is installing generators at critical facilities. But the recovery will take months, not weeks. This winter crisis is forcing difficult questions about investment and preparedness. How much should governments spend to bury power lines or reinforce grids against ice? How to upgrade emergency shelter capacity and backup heating systems? How to protect the most vulnerable residents who have the fewest resources to endure weeks of disruption? The answers will determine how prepared we are when the next historic winter disaster develops. Let us recap what we have covered. The Northeast and Mid-Atlantic face an Arctic blast with temperatures 30 to 40 degrees below normal and wind chills minus 20 degrees or colder through the weekend. The Ohio Valley will see temperature swings of 40 degrees in either direction within 72 hours. The Carolinas and Virginia will go from snow to near 70 degrees by the end of the week. Mississippi and Tennessee still have 25,000 customers without power and now face another round of dangerous cold. 105 million Americans are affected by this weather pattern. Over 110 lives have already been lost this winter. The next 7 days will bring both record-breaking cold and record-breaking warmth to different parts of the country simultaneously. I will be tracking this minute by minute. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me where you are watching from, and I will give you personalized forecasts as conditions develop. Thousands of people are already doing this and getting critical updates. Share this video with everyone you know in the affected areas. They need to see this information. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. I hope everyone stays safe. I hope I am wrong about how severe the cold will be this weekend and how long the power outages will continue in Mississippi and Tennessee. But I do not think I am. You have been warned. You have the information. What you do with it is up to you. Here is the important part. Weather like this reminds us how quickly modern life can unravel when extreme conditions, aging infrastructure, and insufficient preparation all converge at once. Tell me in the comments, what changes do you believe are needed to ensure communities are better protected before the next winter crisis strikes?